Yo, what's going on? This is Phil Stodola. I'm in a library room right now. I'm actually in a quiet room. Hopefully I don't, you know what I mean? Hopefully nobody can hear me, but it's not a big deal if they can. A couple days ago I put out a video, put it on YouTube. I always make these videos for myself. They give me motivation and all that. But I put one out. I actually got some really good responses. People hitting me up on different forums, inboxing me, saying that they liked, just talking concepts, things like that, saying that they liked what they heard. So I figured I'd put out another one. People actually asked me for another one. Really, when it comes down to it, if you can affect, a couple people, that's great because, I'm just trying to meet people, interact with people, affect people, have people affect me, go back and forth. So it's a good thing. So, we can jump right into it. This one's going to be interesting because it's a concept that I've known for a long time, but I feel like people really need to know about it, and it has to do with success. It has to do with what really success means for most people, number one, but why all people are not really created equal, and why the American dream really isn't true. And so, I guess strap yourself in. You feel free to agree with me, feel free to disagree with me, but let's get right into it. It's called what I call the rubber band effect. So, what I really feel life is here in America is there's basically it's a rubber band. So every day I wear a rubber band around my wrist to remind me of this. I didn't always used to wear a rubber band for this reason, but I wear a rubber band around my wrist to always remind me, basically, of the rubber band effect. And people know if I'm in a suit, I could be real dirty, all that. I always have a rubber band around. And so this is what it means. Basically in life, in the United States, there's three different classes of people. There's lower class people, those people down here. There's middle class people, these people in here, and then there's upper class people. And the thing is that everyone feels, or the whole American dream concept is that everyone starts on an even plate. And through hard work and all that stuff, they can rise to the top. But one thing that people don't understand when they're saying that concept is that 90% of people who are born in one of these classes, when they die, will be in that same class. So, my thought was, how does that make sense? How could, if everyone's equal, and and you're able to just go up and down and things like that, how is that, how could 90% of the people end up in those classes? And here's why. Because if you're in the middle class and you're right here, when you try to make it into the upper class and you try to rise up, there is this resistance that wants to snap you right back down, just like a rubber band. At the same token, when you're in the middle class and you kind of slip up and things don't go the way they're supposed to, and you're not doing what you're supposed to, there is a resistance pulling you back up. And what I mean by that is it's people's environments. It has to do with, if you're in the middle class and you lose your job, you still have some type of family that might be able to support you. You can still go home and you might have some type of support. You're not going to be out there looking for food, hungry, die of starvation. It's not going to happen. But at the same time, when you try to get into the upper class, people in the upper class don't want to let you in, man. They don't want to let you in. They want it to be their type of people. And so the crazy part is there's this resistance, going either way. You know what I mean? I talk to a lot of people in my class. I talk to a lot of people in the middle class, and they always talk about, what? You can try really hard, you can do this and that, but it all just comes full circle. Life is full circle. They act as if being rich, being successful, getting up here can't happen because they've gone a little bit. They've tried a little bit, but they've never broken this rubber band. They've been snapped down so hard into this middle that they feel that there's no way to break that rubber band. And so I'm here to tell you that one of my goals in life is to simply break this circle, simply break this rubber band and rise up. But let me speak to the other people on the other two sides, because I'm from the middle class, but not everybody is. If you're from the lower class, this is what people don't realize. They talk about the American dream. You got to break one rubber band just to get to the middle. But if you want to get to the upper class, you got double resistance that's looking to put you down real hard. So if you're from the lower class, just understand, or if you're trying to rise up to a class, understand that you got to try double as hard as someone in the middle class to end up in the middle class. You got to try 4 times as hard as someone in the upper class to get to the upper class and to die in the upper class. So if you're in the lower class, I'm telling you, and someone next to you, and they're in school, and they're studying, and they're getting a 4.0, you won't not only got to get a 4.0, but you got to get a 4.0 and get an internship and do something else just to be on their level, because their resources, who they are, their family name, their wealth, the culture, and what they know intrinsically from being in that culture is better than what you are. And the same goes for my upper class people, man. You got so much resistance. You got so much resistance going for you. You can lose your job. You cannot be that smart. You'll still have it made. So I'm telling you, upper class people, you people from the upper class, and it's no disrespect, but you will not be successful if you just stay in the upper class. Success is not simply what the world's success is. Success is not simply where you fit within this rubber band. If you're right here and you're right here, you have a safety net. You have to be here. You have to be here just to be successful if you're in that class. If you're in the middle class, people talk about a good life, and these classes, however you define them. So if you're right here and your parents have a nice life and your parents have a nice home, if you just have a nice home, have a family, have a nice life, like everyone says, it comes right back to here, you are not successful because you did not rise better than statistically I could have told you were going to be when you were born. And that's the rubber band effect. That's what I want you guys to understand. If you're supposed to go through college, if you're supposed to get your degree, if you're supposed to get a good job, then you're not successful just because you do what you're supposed to do. It's not that simple. If you're from the lower class, you have to work hard to do what other people are supposed to do because they're supposed to do it. And that's the rubber band effect, man. I wear this around my wrist. I'm in the middle class, so you can tell I got resistance on all sides of my arms. I got a safety net if I try to fall down. I know that. But I'm also trying to break through that rubber band, baby. I'm trying to break through the rubber band. Everybody talks about being part of the 99%. We're part of the 99%. I'm not trying to be part of the 99%. Be a part of that 1%, man. That's what you should aim for, man. But for me, I have a rubber band resistance, going up there. And I know that. And it motivates me more. And I know that I cannot just be on the same level as someone else in that situation because they'll win every time because their disposition when they were born, they're in a better situation. But I also know that people aren't in as good of a situation. They got to break 2 rubber bands. So just keep that in mind. Please, this is the second video I've done. First video is on my YouTube page again. I'll probably put this one up. Let me know if you agree. If you disagree, let's have a conversation about it because, I really like having these conversations with people. People hit me up. They wanted to talk about it. That's great. I hope this wasn't too long of a video, but let me know if you agree. Thank you.